Well, if you're looking for more of a challenge, our Spotlight story should pique your interest. Every year, tens of thousands of people flock to California's eastern Sierras to enjoy skiing, camping, and fishing. But there is one epic challenge found in those rugged mountains that challenges your mind, spirit, and body. David Wiley took that challenge and filed this report from Mount Whitney.
Hidden away in the vast eastern Sierra Nevadas is the majestic Mount Whitney. Rising 14,494 feet above sea level, it is the tallest peak in the lower 48 states and one of the most prized accomplishments for hikers. Located just west of the small town of Lone Pine, about a 4-hour drive north of Los Angeles, Mount Whitney manages to attract adventurers from all over the nation and the world. It had been a long dream of mine to hike this eastern Sierra giant, and on this late September morning, my time had finally come. Our group, 6 in all, assembled at the trailhead at 4:30 in the morning. It's a 22-mile round-trip hike, and we would need the entire day to make our way over the rocky terrain through the thin mountain air. With headlights to light our way, we ventured into the early morning darkness. Within several hours, the sun began to rise, revealing the small Lone Pine Lake. Soon, we were moving up above the tree line, and the trail's incline began to increase dramatically, deciding to pitch tents and tackle the rest of the hike on another day. But our group was determined to conquer Mount Whitney in a single day. And as we left the barren trail camp, we headed towards what would prove to be the most challenging part of our journey, a section of the trail known as the 97 Switchbacks. This part of the trail quickly scales a steep, rocky slope, gaining more than 1,700 feet in elevation in just 2 miles. With oxygen already in short supply, a slow, steady pace was taken to assure we would make it up one of the trail's most storied parts. We finally reached our next stopping point, a place called Trail Crest. At 13,600 feet, Trail Crest is on the mountain ridge line and is the last stop for many hikers before making their final push to the summit. The views here are spectacular. Looking to the west, there's nothing but vast wilderness, dotted by high Sierra lakes. After refueling, our group was off again to tackle the final 2.8 miles. At this point, the trail opens up and the terrain becomes otherworldly, like a moonscape, totally barren, nothing but rocks. The air is much thinner, and I'm really struggling to catch my breath. But then, a glimmer of hope. From a distance, we spot a small rock building at the summit. Used as an observatory in the early 1900s, it was a sign that we were almost there. Finally, after more than 8.5 hours of hiking, I made it to the top of Mount Whitney, exhausted but proud of my accomplishment.
Well, that's one of the toughest things I've ever done in my life. The tallest mountain in the continental U.S., Mount Whitney. It's got my respect.
And the respect of the 6 in our group, all who made it to the top, many of them first-timers like myself.
One thing is, people that do this all the time, they tell you once you're on top, you're only halfway home. So we got to go back down. It was a great trip. We made it.
As we left the summit, we signed the guest book before making the 5-hour hike back down to the trailhead. And while we had sore muscles and aching backs, we also brought home memories of an adventure we'll never forget. From Mount Whitney, I'm David Wiley for California Life.